Camping gear can get ridiculously expensive, and honestly, you don't always need a $500 tent just to sleep outside for a weekend. I wanted to see what you can actually get on a budget, so I bought 5 of the most popular tents under $100. I've set them up, tested the zippers, and checked the waterproofing to see which ones are actual bargains and which ones are just cheap junk. Product number 1: Coleman Sundome Camping Tent. Let's start with the one you've probably seen everywhere, the Coleman Sundome. When I first pulled this out of the bag, the material felt reassuringly thick compared to some super cheap options. Setting it up took me about 10 minutes. It's pretty standard, nothing tricky. The main thing Coleman brags about here is the WeatherTech system. I noticed the floor has these welded corners and inverted seams. Basically, that means the needle holes aren't exposed to the rain, which is a smart design. I didn't get caught in a hurricane, but for a standard rainy night, it held up without leaking. The zippers run smooth, though they can catch a little on the fabric flap if you rush it. It's solid, reliable, and feels like it'll last more than one summer. If you just want a no-fuss tent for a weekend trip, this is a safe bet. Product number 2: Night Cat Backpacking Tent. Then I tried the Night Cat Backpacking Tent. This one is totally different. It's strictly for solo campers, or maybe if you're really close with one other person. The first thing I noticed was the weight. At just over 4 pounds, it's super easy to strap to a pack. Setup was ridiculously fast, maybe 2 minutes tops, because the fiberglass poles have this protective casing. I really appreciated that because traditional fiberglass poles can sometimes leave tiny splinters in your hands, and this design completely solves that. It claims to be heavy rainproof, and looking at the sealed stitching, I believe it. It feels cozy inside, not huge, but there's enough room for you and your gear. The mesh openings give you good airflow so you don't wake up soaked in condensation. If you're hiking alone and need to move fast, this is the one I'd grab. Product number 3: Amazon Basics Camping Tent. Moving on to the Amazon Basics Camping Tent. I was a bit skeptical given the name, but honestly it gets the job done. It feels very similar to the Coleman but slightly lighter. The standout feature for me was the setup speed. The shock-corded poles just snapped together, and I had this standing in under 4 minutes. It's a dome style with a removable rain fly, which is nice for stargazing if the weather is clear. There's also this cool air port near the bottom that helps keep fresh air moving, which is a lifesaver on hot nights. However, the floor material feels a bit thinner than the others, so I definitely recommend using a tarp underneath just to be safe. It's not fancy, but if you are strictly watching your wallet and just need a dry place to crash, it works perfectly fine. Product number 4: UNP Cabin Tent. Now, if you hate crouching down to change your clothes, you're going to love the UNP Cabin Tent. This was the biggest surprise for me. Unlike the dome tents, this has nearly straight walls and a center height of 72 inches. I could actually stand up straight inside, which makes a huge difference for comfort. It uses steel leg poles, so the structure feels way more stable and rigid than the fiberglass options. Even with the extra size, I got it up in about 5 minutes. The views are great too. There are mesh windows everywhere. It feels more like a small room than a tent. It is heavier at 13 pounds, so you aren't hiking with this, but for car camping with the family or friends, the extra headroom is absolutely worth it. It's the most comfortable option on this list by far. Product number 5: Golab CT1. Finally, I checked out the Golab CT1. This one strikes a really nice balance between portability and comfort. It weighs about the same as the Night Cat, around 4.4 pounds, but it feels a bit roomier inside. Setting it up took me roughly 3 minutes. I really liked the interior layout. They included a hook for a lantern and 2 decent-sized pockets for your phone and keys, so you aren't rolling onto your stuff in the middle of the night. The waterproofing is rated at PU 1500 and the fabric feels durable enough to handle a sudden shower. The mesh top is huge, so the ventilation is excellent. It doesn't have the standing height of the UNP or the name recognition of Coleman, but it's a solid, lightweight performer. If you want something versatile for beach trips or light hiking that won't break your back, give this a look. So whether you need the headroom of the UNP or the portability of the Night Cat, there's definitely a solid option here that won't cost a fortune. I've dropped links to all of these in the description below so you can check the current pricing and see what's in stock. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.